I'm Jonathan Reed from JRAR TV, and we're here talking with Angel Vivaldi.
Greetings, everyone.
So how's the tour been going so far?
It's great. We're day 3. First 2 dates, fantastic. I think we did, I don't really know. We're just in Canada for about 6 dates or something like that for the first week or so. And it's been great. The tour package, everyone's really just, banding together and helping each other out whenever we have to.
Yeah, definitely.
Really good camaraderie, which always makes the touring experience much more enjoyable. And just the crowds have just been so energetic, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I saw some pictures from Quebec City, and really seemed like a fantastic turnout.
Yeah.
They seemed really into it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's a shame Plenty couldn't get over the border, huh?
Yeah, it's, you know what it is? It really breaks my heart because, aside from just him, so many of my friends, just left and right with the visa issues,
Yeah, exactly. Like, we were talking to a drummer named Joey Miwa.
Yeah, I'm really good friends with him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he actually just played a show here at Mavericks, and he was talking about how he was trying to get his visa to get over the border, and I'm pretty sure he said something about an express visa, something that it costs more, but it takes a shorter amount of time. But by the time he was set to leave on tour, he had already got confirmation for the original visa, so he ended up having to pay both of those costs together.
Jesus, poor guy, man.
Yeah, you can never be too safe, right, with these things, like...
And it's unpredictable. It really is. With the algorithm, the first tour that I did, the visas were approved, and for some reason or another, it has to go through the mail. They can't just go to the embassy and pick it up. So for whatever reason, something got held up, and 1 week turned to 2 weeks, and 2 weeks turned into the entire tour. So it really is heartbreaking because they spend so much money, and we just don't have, a lot of us mid-level bands, some of us are well off, but especially if it's in a band situation where you split in 5 ways, that's huge. It's such a dent into your finances.
Exactly, and even if it's just one member who had just even close to an expiry date on their passport or anything, it can affect the way the whole tour ends up. Are you familiar with the No Escape Plan?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
We actually just rehearsed at their studio because Ben lives in New Jersey.
Yeah.
We buzz with him. And Kevin, the new guitarist, who I've been friends with for a while, has a studio out in Rockaway. So I think they had an issue with that recently or something like that, right?
Yeah, they were actually supposed to come in here for Montebello Rock Fest.
Okay.
And I think Greg Pichotto, the vocalist, was the only one who wasn't able to make it in.
Oh, he's not important at all. No minor detail, just a singer.
But from what I heard, when they came in, all the other members, they did his parts for him, they were singing what he would have sang. It's good that they were still able to deliver, and everyone was really into it. Apparently it was a great crowd reaction.
It's
just without Greg Pichotto's very
distinct,
intense.
he has a certain energy on stage, and this is the thing. It's good that the fans understand that it is a struggle in that respect, and we really have no control over it. It's a random draw of cards, so to speak, and in a situation like that where the band does come together, and it actually is such a privilege to see a band persevere through something like that, because that crowd, that'll never happen again. That's literally one thing that was special for that,
Oh,
so
definitely.
It's cool.
So do you have the same tour lineup, rhythm guitarist, bassist, and drummer?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, my bassist couldn't make it, and this is the first time in 10 years he's not been by my side, for almost a decade. Yeah, so unfortunately work wouldn't give him time off. And then my guitarist, he's been with me for about 6. He's on this tour with me.
Okay.
Actually, no, about 7. I don't know, a very long time. My drummer, unfortunately, he can't tour at all. So I always have different drummers touring with me.
Yeah.
So I'm using the drummer from the Archon because he's just freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
He just kills it. He's such a hard hitter and he's a good attitude, and that's most important. You can have chops, but if you're stuck in a van for 5.5 weeks, it's you definitely got to make sure the energies coincide. And the rehearsals were great. We rehearsed for about a week or 2 weeks, something like that, and everyone's just happy to be a part of something beautiful.
That's great. That's the idea. That's what you want, right?
Yeah.
And another thing, this is something I've been wondering for a while. So, for example, like with Universal Language, it was a very thematic, if that's the right word, EP. And I was wondering what influences you outside of a music standpoint. Do you have any other art forms that really inspire something like that? Because that's really literally out of this world.
Yeah, that was a nice pun. That was really good. You should hashtag that. Tremendous things. I mean, the most important thing I think is the art of meditation. That's definitely been a huge life changer for me personally. I mean, for Away with Words, I definitely went through a little bit of a dark period because I couldn't write. I went through horrible writing block. And then what happens is that you're seen as, you identify yourself as one thing, like I'm a guitarist or I'm a songwriter, and you're really cheapening the privilege of being alive when you say that. Because. And I say this often in interviews, but it's so true, and I will say it to the day I die, but, if tomorrow I wake up and I can't move my hands or something, I'm no longer a guitarist. So what am I? So when I had that perspective, it softened the experience. Instead of judging myself, oh, I can't write, oh, I can't do this. It's not a matter of that, It'll happen. Like, I can't force music. Like, some of my songs, my parents said it took me a year. God, some songs take me 2 years that I've had around. I mean, a lot of the stuff that made it on Away with Words originally was going to make it on Universal Language, but I couldn't finish on time, So it turned into a 4-song EP, and then the concept of that, with the seasons and the planets, kind of, and then, so I love concept albums.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I just feel like I love it when an artist puts so much thought into the entire album cycle, the artwork, the titles, the album title, the feel, the photos, the videos. I think that's incredibly important. If you have the capacity, if you're really into it.
Definitely.
So for Away with Words, we did the Morse code. For the new record, it's called Synapse, that I'm going to be releasing later on this year. The concept is just crazy, man. I've never been more happy with the concept.
Oh,
before.
yeah.
And this is a full album this time.
Oh, okay.
Full album. It'll be, I think, 11 or 12 songs. It's going to be a lot of content. So, first one since 2008. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So, what can we expect from future music on your new record? Like, how does it compare to past releases? And
it's definitely see, for you, for every record, for Revelations, and this is my first debut album, it's no longer available or anything like that, but back in the day, super into, like, old school prog, like, Evergrey and Dream Theater at the time. And
oh, yeah, of course.
Very reflective of that. Then when I got more into All That Remains, Parkway Drive, August Burns Red, that's when I released The Speed of Dark, which I'm actually re-recording and re-releasing after this tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we started tracking for that. Because the songs are so good, I really wanted to do them justice by having really good production.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah, so we're definitely updating that, which is exciting. Then, with Universal Language, definitely got more into, like, the modern type of progressive metal.
Okay.
Away with Words was a little bit of an anomaly because I wasn't really listening to much. I was so in my own mind with the tunnel vision.
Okay.
So I think out of all the records, like, I was starting to find my sound with, like, Speed of Dark, found the Universal Language. I felt like I took it somewhere. But Synapse is going to be literally all over the place.
Okay.
So it's really based on the array of human emotion. So think about how many different types of emotion that we experience and how vastly they compare to one another. That's exactly what every song is going to sound like. So it's going to be super all over the place.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Oh yeah, I've always appreciated the level of contrast on different, like, releases that you've had. Like, it covers a lot of ground every time, and I've always appreciated that as a listener.
Oh, it's great to hear. So pretty much I've, like, had the same lineup since around Universal Language, like, from there on. So it's Bill Four on drums, Jake Schuyler on bass, Jason Tarantino on rhythm guitar, and myself doing all the leads. Sometimes if Jay's just, like, beat and he just can't, like, it's like 7 in the morning, oh god, can't track anymore, I'll step in and do rhythms and stuff like that. But it's pretty much the same lineup for this as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, they're my guys. They've been with me for a very long time, and it's kind of weird because and here's the thing, like, because bands these days are switching members in and out, like, all the time. And it bums me out, but I understand why. Because you have to understand, like, again, if it's 5 people and they're constantly touring all the time, and they're not consistently getting enough money to live. A lot of them have to choose different touring gigs that are making them more money, or jobs making them more money. So you're going to see a lot more bands switching out members. You're going to see a lot more solo artists, because this is really the main way to make a living doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Is being a solo artist. But every time I go into the studio, it's live drums. It's Jake doing the bass. And me and Jason handling all the rhythm guitars and the guitars and stuff. So.
Oh, that's great. It sounds like you really got a good thing going with the collaboration you had during this time.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and I don't take it for granted, because like I was saying, so bands are constantly switching stuff around, but for solo artists to keep the same members for it's crazy. It's a blessing. I do not take it for granted, because it makes my life so much easier, because I don't have to teach anything to anyone, and I appreciate them as human beings, and that's the most important thing. I love being a musician. Being a musician is great, but just be a good person, be a beautiful asset to the world. I appreciate that.
Also, so right now you're touring with Intervals, Save Us from the Arcane, and whenever you go back into the States playing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So tell me, how is this tour compared to past tours? Like, I know you've worked with Save Us from the Arcane from the Touring Your Apart tour, and possibly even before that.
Yeah.
So have you guys, you and Save Us from the Arcane, have you guys bonded and grown since then? Like, it must have been a growing experience for the both of you mutually.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like, they're, I would go to the end of the world for those guys, man. They're just, again, they're so much fun. Mm-hmm. They're so much fun, and they, because the tour that I did with them was my first, long extended tour. I've done like weeks here and there and stuff like that, but that was the first, 5.5, 6 week tour. And the first week, man, I went into a dark place. It was hard. It was really hard, because I'm listen, at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, you start touring when you're 23, 24, even being younger. I started touring extensively like this when I'm 30 now. So I know it's hard to believe. Okay. But so I didn't build that tolerance over that many years, because when you're younger, you can tolerate more. Fuck it, I'll sleep in a tent, with bears, it doesn't matter. But when I'm used to living a certain way for so many years, sacrificing all of that for 5 weeks or 6 weeks was just a huge culture shock, and I really do credit Save Us from the Archon to really break me out of that, because they also softened that experience for me. There was one show in El Paso, in particular, I was just like ready to go. It was really bad. I mean, it went in waves. Like, the first week was really hard. I mean, and it like even showed in my body, like my skin looked pale. Like, it just didn't feel healthy. It didn't feel right. And then it got better, and it got better, and it got worse, and it got better. But El Paso was definitely the worst. And I was like so ready, like, guys, I don't give a fuck, we're going home right now. And I thought about it, and I just paused again, because it's really easy to get wrapped up in human emotion, especially when it's that strong and overwhelming. And I just thought of Save Us from the Arcane, like, I cannot do that to these guys. I cannot abandon them on this tour. And I stood, and I had the best time,
Well, yeah, touring, I would imagine it has a very different effect on everyone, given the situation, whether you're, you can be in any situation while touring, and it can affect you differently.
And different temperaments. I mean, like, my guys, Jason and Jake, are built for this. Mm-hmm. They're built for this. Jake, I mean, he will take a paperclip and a rubber band and like cure cancer. Like, he's just great at fixing everything and just really being a good support system. The same thing with Jason. He's like the easiest person to tour with. And I also give a lot of credit to them too, because again, like, on tour I'm wearing many hats. I'm tour managing, I'm like designing the merch and ordering the merch and like doing the advancements and like booking the van and doing everything, handling the money, the taxes, everything. So to have, Save Us from the Archon and them, and I've known Aaron for years, many years, before he started Intervals, back on the 7string.org days, many years ago. And, we've always been buds on the internet since he's from Canada. And then Pliny I've recently befriended over the past few months, and he's just a beautiful energy. Like, we talk about, like, because we're all hippies, like taking care of the earth and being all organic and stuff. So we've had a lot of very deep philosophical conversations. And, he's just such a good heart, man, and obviously a fantastic musician. Everyone on this tour is just mind-blowing. But he has, to me, just something special. There's something special about him
Yeah.
and his music.
Thank you so much for coming in. We really appreciate you taking your time.
You gotta warm this guy up. It's freezing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And have a great show.
Thank you. Take care, guys.